Welcome back to Texas Truck Channel. I'm freaking pumped.
And me too.
because Craig is with his love of his automotive life, the Land Cruiser. But more on that in a minute. I've got the TTC Taco behind me. And look, if you didn't know, been under a rock, these are built on the same platform.
Wait, what?
Yes. TNGA F, global platform, Sequoia, this, new 4Runner, what am I Tundra's on there. Everything is on there that's rear-wheel drive based. And we're gonna go Monroney to Monroney. Hitting with the Taco first. This is ours. You'll probably seen this if you've seen the show. If you haven't, welcome. TRD off-road. The only options we have are some dealer installed accessories, which are rock rails or the Predator steps, which we took off. And then some other things that, whatever. It came out to $47,316 after destination. And we've added a few things. No one's seen this yet on the show, but we've recently added the roof rack, which Craig hasn't even seen yet. I'll show you that in just a minute. Has zombie lights on the side for camping, which is perfect.
And zombies.
And zombies, of course. The bed rack, which you probably already have seen. And we also added Overland Vehicle Systems rooftop tent.
Whoa.
Freaking pumped on that. So if you throw all that into it, we're right at $50,000 for this truck as it sits.
Okay, Brian, come over here. This is the creme de la creme Land Cruiser, at least currently in the States.
In the States. Wait, not the 300 series.
That's why I say in the States, because
okay.
Overseas you can get the 300 series. Overseas, this is known as the Land Cruiser 250 series.
But we can get the 300 series as an LX600 Lexus domestically.
Correct.
Okay.
And so what we have here, Brian, has got the Monroney out, and this is the Land Cruiser FE. That FE means first edition. It says 4-wagon hybrid because they're all hybrids. You can't get this. The power plant is the same thing as that, with a hybrid, basically.
Right. Ours is a non-hybrid, and this is the turbo with the hybrid.
What that does get you is 23 miles a gallon combined. Pretty good for a big box. First edition, Brian, gets you all the things you see here. It gets you the roof rack, the rock sliders, the fog lights, all that fun stuff, and this color, and these round headlights, which you can also get in the base package, the 1958 edition.
Right.
And that comes to, Brian, this is where it gets a little crazy. And a very Land Cruiser-y, $76,000. Yes.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
Wait a second.
Listen. I understand it's the same platform, and I understand that you can't get a pickup bed and a bunch of other stuff. But it's a Land Cruiser. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's part of the Land Cruiser experience.
Well, but what about 4Runner? So 4Runner is new as well, which is based on basically that with a cab on the back.
Correct.
And seats. But Land Cruiser's never been known as value. It's been known as getting you home no matter what.
Getting you home no matter what, and enough room for you and your gear. I mean, that's the thing.
Right,
what we're really learning with this Land Cruiser is what's a Land Cruiser really all about. More on that later. Exterior-wise,
we've hit this truck before. It is Tundra style and all the love we have for that, but shrunk down to what I think is the perfect proportion for this nose. It's just right. Tundra's a little too wide, Sequoia's a little bit too wide and bulbous. This is just right. I prefer it. You do have fog lights integrated to the bumper below, but they are not branded. They're just LED, nothing wrong with that. LED headlights, incandescent bulbs, and fake air vent here to boot. We have added our pod lights or ditch lights. Again, if you like this, we have a discount code below for 5% off. Hands down, the best ditch light I've ever used, period, the end. They shoot sideways and forward, love them. Let's talk about side skirts. You have a non-painted, non-glossy fender flare, which I love because you can brush up on cedar brush and trees and it doesn't scratch paint. That's really nice. With a TRD off-road, we have a 17-inch wheel. That's probably gonna be a pretty big difference between the two of these. 265, 70, 17, BF Goodrich Trail Terrain TAs. And the side branding looks like a KO2 Light. I think they look super cool. In fact, we haven't changed them yet on purpose. Might be a change coming soon. You have a short long arm suspension with a Bilstein shock in the front, and all four corners has an external reservoir on that shock absorber, which is very nice. Coming on down the side, you'll see here the Predator steps are gone. We took them off because they were kind of in the way for off-roading for our intended use. And the truck's also not that tall. We don't feel like we need it for our use. So you see up front, Craig, what do you do if you're driving along in the wilderness and you see Sasquatch?
Well, you get scared.
No, you don't get scared. You blast the guy.
Look at that.
Okay, so we've got a dual sport light bar up here. These are spotlights, and these are basically fog lights on the roof, so they kind of just spread out. So with all this covered, you've got the power of the sun with you. That is covered. Let's check out the bed rack. Molly on Molly on Molly. So you can mount stuff. We have taken off our joke traction panels. We have things that are gonna bolt here very soon. They actually came in the mail. Craig doesn't know that either. That's gonna be exciting. The bed rack is modular and awesome. We've mounted our rooftop tent here. I'm not gonna open right now because it's super windy, but this thing is amazing. It's the size of a queen bed and it flips out this way and it's so cool. Yes, sir.
But Brian, it's not too windy because tell me about how it's mounted.
Oh yeah, that's right. Good point. We went with the mid rack at the advice of Cali Rays. They were right about that. I'm glad we did, because even with the ladder installed on this, it is on par with the roof rack, which has the air valence. When that is up, there is almost no wind noise out of this. It's incredible.
For what you have going on here to not have any wind noise is incredible.
It's phenomenal. Try that in a Jeep or a Bronco. Now, I will also say this roof rack is good for over 500 pounds of weight. And that's because Toyota puts a really sturdy mount in the roof rack system. That's credit to Toyota as much as Cali Rays. Because we went mid-height instead of lower height, we can still store all kinds of crap.
Okay, like traffic cones.
We've been supporting a track event this weekend. This
camera gear rig and jackets.
Whatever you want. Or if you get Sasquatch, you can bring them home and keep your interior clean. Try that in a Land Cruiser.
Sorry for all the Sasquatch supporters out there. I guess he's assuming he's dead.
More on that later. Coming on down to the back, we have 6,600 pounds of towing, 2-inch receiver hitch, and high lift jack point right here. Coming on back, we have the black chrome exhaust tip for our turbo 4-cylinder non-hybrid. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, look, I know it's not a V6, but I promise you it's more capable.
All right, moving on to the interior. We're going to be brief because we've already seen this. If you're on our channel, you already know what we're talking about. But you do get the hard, soft, and you get a good pocket.
No, hard, pocket.
Well, oh, yeah. You're right. Hard. A lot of hard in this truck. And then underneath, we do get some storage. That's really nice and convenient and handy. And Brian, let's get in here. I'm sitting behind a 6'4" human with the seat all the way down, and I don't have a lot of leg room, and it's kind of tight in here. And Brian, do you want to see if you fit? Or
no, we've seen that. Go see our other videos of
okay,
that.
let's just go to the front. All right, moving on to the front, Brian, we do get no padding, hard, soft, drawer pocket. Nice, very nice. We like it. And let's get into the seat here. This is probably the best thing about the interior of this, the seat.
Yep.
The seat is very comfy, it's very supportive, and it's got plenty of room.
And Molly panels go
Molly panels everywhere, especially with Cali Rays helping us out with everything. We even have a Cali Rays Molly panel in here, which is awesome. You need to get that.
We love that, yeah.
Starting it up real quick, traditional new Toyota layout and style. Big knobs that are easy to grab, like that a lot. And everything else works really good in here. You get 4 high, 4 low, and 2 high. Talk more on that in a minute. We do get a rear locker, and you get different drive modes, which are fun. And but you do get the MTS and the crawl control. That actually is really good. TRD off-road is the main reason they get that. Let's check out the Land Cruiser.
Deal. All right, boys and girls, time for the top trim of the off-road world for Toyota Land Cruiser. And like Craig said before, it's a first edition, which means round headlights. But don't worry, there's still LED projectors. High quality, cool retro look. This is my first time seeing this one in person. Craig saw this in Salt Lake last year. I haven't seen this headlight configuration yet. I think it's really neat. Coming on down, we have fog lights, Craig, but these are branded. They are rigid branded, and they toggle between amber and clear LED. Pretty cool, I like that a lot. You do maintain parking sensors, which are pretty stealth, and plastic valence, kind of like our Toyota truck over there. But as Throttle House, as confirmed, there is some protection down there, enough to get home at least. Coming around to the wheel and tire, Craig has noticed that this pokes out more than you would think.
Yeah, my knee found out.
Yeah, that's okay, but it's there, and I guess that's also for Sasquatch. Who knows? Coming on down, there's been a lot of talk about this. These are not 17s, they're 18s, because the brakes need to be big enough.
So they say.
It looks a lot like our caliper.
I really think those wheels and tires would fit on here. If we had it longer, we'd do that.
We'll have to find out one day on that. But they are 18s. They are 265, 70 or 18. And again, short long arm suspension in the front. I don't see a Bilstein shock in there. It looks like it's a static damper of some sort. This is not a TRD Pro flavor or anything like that, so we don't have that kind of stuff going on. I do see a mud flap, and that looks pretty darn sturdy.
Yes, it actually really is.
I kind of like that. It has an actual metal bracket back here. Ours doesn't have that. That's pretty cool. And look on the back side. It has a strap on it. Maybe you can strap it up.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Look at that. I like that. That's nice. You maintain a non-painted fender flare. It's not as wide as our TRD off-road, but it's enough to keep you off brush and stuff. Keep in mind, Land Cruisers are about exploring, not about bashing things. So keep that in mind. Down the side, see that?
That's what we're supposed to have.
That's a rock rail, not a side step. That's how it should be. And it looks low, but it's on par with the frame lowest point as well. So this thing's gonna help you go over rocks and protect that body molding. That's a good idea. Also, this is plastic molding down here on the outer edge. So if you bump into some brush, you're not in a paint shop, I really, really appreciate that. Mirrors are rectangular, tall this way. Kind of their own theme, that's kind of neat. Painted A-pillar. white top. Is that an FJ Cruiser throwback?
It is, and I love it.
I do too. I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. Okay, roof rack. This is a factory roof rack, not a Cali raised piece, and it looks pretty beefy. I promise you, our rooftop tent would fit great on this. That's good news. Coming up back, that fuel door is really long, Craig. You want to open that for me? Because it's Japanese, I forget this. So this is J-spec, and Japanese cars, in my opinion or experience, are often steel doored on the fuel doors. I like that. Kind of gives me a cool vibe. I dig it. Ooh, premium unleaded fuel only, but no diesel. So it's long enough as if a foreign country had a diesel port right here, but premium unleaded fuel only. Not recommended. I'm curious about that. We're going to follow up with Toyota on that if it can actually run an 18 or 87 instead of 93 or 91. Curious about that. Coming out of the rear, look at the back of that mud flap. How cool is that? Metal brackets that can be strapped up if you're going over stuff. Pretty cool. Coming out of the rear, it does have a tow hitch. I'm not sure what the tow rating is off the top of my head. Do you recall?
I don't.
If that's 66, this is probably around there. We'll put it in our notes and drop it in the screen below. All that covered. Let's see if it sounds like anything. That sounds eerily similar. Let's check out the interior with Craig.
All right, Brian, let's check out the interior of the all-new Land Cruiser. We're going to spend a little more time over here than the Tacoma because we've done that a bunch of times. Biggest difference here is height.
Yes.
The Tacoma is like the 4Runner. It doesn't have as much height. This has like 5 inches more headroom than the new 4Runner. And first thing, there's not a drop-down tailgate. Yes, but we do get the old school Land Cruiser Prado split gate and split window.
Nice.
That is very nice. One of the advantages you get with the 4Runner is a roll-down window. But this is still a good compromise. I like this a lot. This works. Let's actually check out the back and see what we get. This is a powered tailgate. On the 1958 edition, it's not. It's manual. So you do get a few more options with the first edition. This is as low as you can get. Really interesting, you'll notice, and we noticed it in Salt Lake City. We weren't sure if that was a prototype or not. Confirmed, no third row, which we know none of them are going to have that. But you still get cup holders for a third row, which is very interesting.
How GX550 of them?
Very interesting. Best part about this, all the Land Cruisers though, is this right here, 2,400 watts. That's what you get with a hybrid system. That actually, at least it gives you something. You know, a lot of times as journalists, we complain about hybrids because why mess with it? That's one of the reasons why. Bad news about the hybrid, look at all this. That's all because of the battery.
Yeah.
So one of the things Brian's showing here, and I'm glad he's pointed it out, because if you're going to sleep back here, for overlanding, you're not going to do a rooftop tent, you've got to put some sort of platform to level that out. It is not going to be level from the factory. But Brian, flip that seat forward. It does go forward to give you a little bit more room and storage. There you go. So,
okay, there it is.
So it does flip up for, well, so you can get to the non-third row.
Well, honey, there's some storage here. Oh, okay, there we go. There's some storage right there. That's what that flips forward. Little bitty bin. Okay, you know, it's got something, but the aftermarket will certainly have a solution for that.
Absolutely. All right, Brian, let's check out the interior of the Land Cruiser. Check out the door pad or the door sill up top. It's padded. Ooh, thank you very much. That's how you do that. You get a padded door armrest as well. And the pull handle will hold your cell phone very nice, and plenty of room for big water bottles. Look, they know you're going to go on an adventure. That's needed. Brian already kind of showed the seats a little bit. They do not flip up. They do flip forward. And there's a little bit of storage back behind there, which you can access when you do that. And that's nice. Getting on in here, this is actually a lot of pretty room. I'm sitting behind myself. Oh, yeah, okay, you can adjust how it reclines. You do get a folding armrest, which is nice, and it doesn't just flop down on the bottom. That's nice. And you do get the tri-zone climate control, which is handy as well, with, look, a power outlet and 2 USB-C outlets, because, look, you're on an adventure, you need to charge a lot of stuff. Brian, most importantly, we get more headroom in here. Let's see if you fit. This is important. We know the Tacoma's tight. Let's check out the Land Cruiser. I'm
curious because there's a sunroof on this model, and I'm a little bit apprehensive. And I'm wrong. It is fine. Now, the seats recline a little bit, but if I put it up to Craig's height, although I don't know why I would, unless you have a reason to, that still kind of works. I mean, I put a hat on, but with a sunroof, the same passes. I don't think 4Runner is going to do that for me.
And that's a very key point. This moonroof, we've been in the first edition model, or no, sorry, the 1958 edition, without the sunroof.
No problem.
Get gobs of headroom. It's ridiculous. But you still get the vents up in the ceiling. That is very nice. Like that. And this is the biggest, everybody's asking, why get a Land Cruiser? Why? This is why. You get look room you have behind. You have room behind the seat. You have room for your feet. There's just more room back here compared to the Tacoma or the 4Runner onto the front. All right, let's check out the front of the Land Cruiser. It's going to be the same thing. We get soft touch on the door sill. We get a padded armrest, and the door pull will hold your phone, and plenty of room for water bottles because they know you're going to be on an adventure. So let's get in here, see what kind of room we have. It's very windy today. Oh, is this part of the first edition? That looks really neat. Looks like some
That's like a
looks
weave
rope or something.
Yeah, that's
looks
cool.
like, you know,
It's plastic,
paracord.
It's like paracord.
Kind of looks like paracord.
Okay,
I like
cool.
that a lot. Really neat. One of the things I do like, Brian, a lot of criticism on the 4Runner of late because it's just like the Taco. It's completely the same. This is not the same as that. This is different than the GX550 and the 4Runner. You get a completely unique dash and interior to the Land Cruiser. I like that a lot, but not so crazy that things don't make sense still. Power auto start, not auto start.
Push to start.
Push to start. And then we get the familiar Toyota gauges, which are very nice and make sense. We know how to configure those. We can change the styles, just like the Tacoma. Really nothing different there. If you get the base edition, you get just the center thing, just like in a Tacoma. So that is something to know. This is where you get the hard keys that Toyota always gives you, which is really nice. So you can adjust the color of your fog light with that button right there. That is very nice. Moving on to the center stack. Brian, I just like this layout a lot. It's really nice, it makes sense, and it's intuitive. You do get in this particular trim, because this is the loaded trim, you get heated seats, chilled seats, and a heated steering wheel.
That's nice.
Same thing like the Tacoma, you get the off
drive mode select.
What do they call it? Multi-terrain select and drive modes, crawl control, all that fun stuff. Where it gets different, Brian, is right here's where it gets different. This is all-time 4-wheel drive, so you get 4 high and 4 low. That's all you get. No option of 2-wheel drive. I do wish you could get that, but it's not in the cards. It's not in the cards. Well, we do get a center diff lock and a rear locker, which is nice, just like in the Tacoma. But we also get the disconnecting stabilizer, just like you can available in the Tacoma, but not in ours.
All right, under the Taco is the non-hybrid variant of the same platform motor. It is a T24A FTS. This is a non-hybrid. 2.4 liter turbo, good for 278 direct injection horsepower and 318 foot-pounds of torque. Twin scroll turbocharger gets it done. Not the quietest thing, but super competent. I like it more every time I drive it. On the hybrid side, this is the biggest difference in powertrain. We do have a non-strutted hood, just like the Tacoma, but look at the underhood dampening that we don't get cool colors in ours on. That's kind of cool. They've messed with the weave to make that different. That's neat. Also notice it's also direct injection, and it is not insulated just like ours. I wish there was an insulator there like the Lexus version of this motor has. It would just help a lot with the around town low speed noises. Motor wise, T24A FTS, same number. So interesting on that. This is a hybrid. It is windy, guys, sorry. That's what these orange cords are for. It has an electric motor sandwiched between the engine and transmission, and this thing cranks out 326 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque. Gosh, that's a big number, and that's probably worth trading that floor space for a battery. All right, one last thing we can't forget, Craig, is payload between the two. What do you have here?
Why? Because it's very important. A lot of the previous gen Tacoma got berated for that. This is actually pretty good. 1,200 pounds, Brian. 1,200 pounds is really good.
It's really good.
Previous Tacomas did not do that. What that means is we can put this on, we can put this on, and then you and I can both still get in it and not be over payload. That's very nice. Now, I haven't checked it yet. We're going to check this live together. Brian, the Land Cruisers have traditionally been known for really good payload. We're going to find out. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Payload here, Brian, is 1,100 pounds. So
less.
Interesting.
Okay.
The Tacoma is actually higher than the Land Cruiser. I will say this Land Cruiser does have some options, which from the factory eats into your payload.
Well, hold on. Also, this is metal and not just air where a truck bed would be. That's probably part of it. So
that is a lot of it. So yeah, a lot of this is taking up some of that payload. So very interesting that that's a little lower than I thought it would be. But you always want to be 1,000 or more, so at least it hits that number.
You can still do a tent. You can still do you can do a lot of stuff with this.
And you can do some suspension adjustments on both and get it higher. With all that said, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know what you think about the TNGA-F platform and what's your favorite, Land Cruiser, Tacoma, or 4Runner. Thanks for watching.